All right, welcome in another Tuesday night here. Chatterbox Clicker, man, excited to be here with you guys. Again, the Bengals had a huge win. I know it wasn't pretty in certain areas, but a lot of times a win's a win. And again, this is an NFL team that you're beating. It's a winning NFL team that you're beating. And that's where I think people have just got to understand, sometimes it's not going to be as pretty as you want it to be, but a win's a win. And again, the Bengals get to 3-3 going into the bye week, 17-13 win at home against the Seahawks. You go into the bye with a win, it's much different than going into a bye with a loss. Just trust me when I tell you that. And again, it's one of those things where with the way the team's progressing and the way that they're showing that they're starting to kind of get things together on offense for one. There's a lot of things that they can do over the bye week that can get them pushed in the right direction. And again, a lot of that has to do with rest for your quarterback, rest for your receiver, T. Higgins, a lot of things like that. The scheme is a scheme really the problem. They've been running the same scheme for the past couple years now, and I mean I would say that they've been I'd say a couple years, probably the last 5 years, and they've made the Super Bowl with it. They made the AFC Championship with it, so. You just kind of got to be patient with it. And again, this is coming from an unbiased look here. Trust me when I tell you I'm unbiased on this. I used to work there, but again, I'm looking at this from a coach's perspective. There's a lot of good that's happening. Yeah, there's a lot of things they need to clean up. Don't get me wrong. Offense came out on fire though, man. I mean, 14 points right off the bat in the first half, and they haven't scored a touchdown in the first half, I don't think, going into this game. So the problem is they didn't score anything in the second half. I think they just kicked a field goal in the second half. So 214 total yards, probably not the output I think anybody's looking for, but it'll come around. Burrow had two touchdowns, an interception, was sacked 3 times. I think that's kind of more the issue. I'll show you a couple things that are happening in the protections that if they can hold just a little bit longer, there's some things that are happening that they're trying to get done. And again, I think I believe it is mainly an execution issue. I think there is an execution part of it. Is play calling an issue? Maybe when it comes to, you're not running the ball, you're not even trying to run the ball. But again, when they run the ball and they get 4 or 5 yards, and then, you got Joe Burrow sitting back there that's making, $75 million a year or whatever he's making. Yeah, you want to throw the ball and get more chunk yardage. Like the Miami Dolphins I saw are averaging 8 yards a play right now. 8 yards a play. Think about that. Every play they've run this year, they're averaging 8 yards a play. The NFL average right now is a little bit under 6. So they're 2 yards ahead of everybody else. And you kind of look at that and you say, well, can the Bengals do that? I'm sure they can. But again, that's where we're at. Now, the run game was non-existent in this game. 13 handoffs. They handed the ball off 13 times. They had 15 runs. If you look at the box score, there's 15 runs. 2 of those were Joe Burrow. So those were not design runs. They handed the ball off 13 times. The defense didn't break. They bent, but didn't break. And I think that was their mentality, that bend, don't break mentality. They gave up 294 yards passing, which I think they would want to bring that down. But they did have 2 interceptions. So what I would like to do here is I would like to start with the defense. So with the defense, and that being said, let me click over to the video here. All right, so with the defense, just run game review. Let's talk about some of these runs. So again, I really do think that Walker is a really, really good running back, and I want to show you the way that they've actually got. This is a well-designed play, and if you watch it, he starts here and he winds back. This is actually a design bend back. It's really a design bend. I want you to watch all these guys. They're actually blocking as if like they're running a reverse right here. You see everybody's they're all blocking this way. They're blocking it as if they're handing off a reverse. And what they're doing, they hand it off, and then you can see he's going in to crack that guy. So this is a Seattle staple from way back, even when Bevel was there, and it's like a bend crack. So they're bending it back, and they're cracking this guy, and you're saying, you know what, that's a cornerback, and we're going to run on the corner. And they got it perfectly designed. You're running on the corner. Now this right here, got to make that play. And again, I mean, yeah, is a corner making that play there. So, but if you watch the way they're blocking it, it's really, they're all turned back. They're all blocking it as if the play is coming over here. This is not an inside zone designed to go over here. This is a true bend back play because he's cracking this guy. We ran the same thing in Detroit when I was with Darrell Bevel, who was with Seattle for all those years when they went to the Super Bowl. Ran the same play. And it's a designed bend back, and you crack this guy, and you hope your running back can make that corner miss. I mean, think about this. If he makes that corner miss right there, I mean, there's one guy to stop the entire run. So the Bengals, you got to kind of get ready for that. Now, this right here, this is what's called duo. So they're running just straight up duo. So they're blocking here, they're doubling here, they're blocking here, and they're trying to get to this guy. They're going to bring the receiver in motion and block that guy. So they actually have a hat for every single one of those guys. They have literally a helmet on a helmet for every single one of these guys over here on this side of the ball. So you can see right there, you can see it from the end zone here too. He's here. These two are here. He's here. He's here. And then he's coming here. Now they're going to bring that receiver in motion, and he's going to go block right there on the edge. Now this is what, this is kind of that newfound, fly motion. How can you gain hats? I mean, the center's getting his butt whipped right here, by the way. No, I'm not here. First off, I'm not talking anything bad about a center. Y'all go try to snap a ball and block a 300-pounder. I'm just telling you. I'm not saying I'm trying to figure that out. But anyway, it is a very, very nice run design. And again, when you get that extra guy in there and you got Walker running up behind, that's a big deal right there. I noticed we had Football Fan here. How's the fast tempo? Appreciate y'all with the super chat. Hey, super chat's awesome. Bring on the super chats. How does a fast tempo offense affect the defense and the play call? Let me show you something here in just a minute. I'll show you some up tempo, and you'll see how they're trying to get set. And a lot of times, an up tempo offense, if you're running an up tempo offense, you will get stuck in like doing a vanilla play call. And I'll show that to you in just a few plays, but I'll keep that in mind when I'll come back to it. I appreciate the question. Looking at this now, this is an outside zone run away from a blitz. Now, here's one of the things you can see how they're canning the play, and when I say canning, they're changing the play. You can see them change. So they motion over. All right, they motion over. Now, here's the thing: you see that guy kind of creep down. He kind of gave it away what's happening. So he's going to can the play right here. And I think he knows right now there's a blitz coming. So here's the problem. When you blitz, these guys are all stunning this way. So when they stunt this way and you're running an outside zone into that, they're actually doing the job for you, because the line's trying. Here's the thing. Those offensive linemen are trying to move the defensive linemen that direction. Well, when you blitz, they're already moving that direction, so you kind of did their job for them. Well, the problem is when they hand this off right here, there's two guys outside of this crunch block or slice block, whatever you want to call it. You can see that the tight end comes back. Well, they get that guy, the linebacker overruns it, and you can see this from the end zone. And again, you're on the safety, and this is a well-designed play. Now, did they know they were running it into a blitz? No, but the thing is the job of an outside zone block is to take these guys and run them this way so he can run here and cut up. So, look, they were already moving that direction, so he ran, and then he ended up making that cut. This lineman turned back here, and boom, like right up the gut. Now, as a running back coach, I hate that right there. You decided you were going to try to run over a safety. Run on him. Get where you can, smell his breath, get up on his toes, whatever cliche term you want to use, get up on his toes, because here's the thing. If you run directly at him, he's going to stop his feet. His feet will stop 100%. If you lower your shoulder, now he can lower his shoulder. But if you run right at him, he's going to stop his feet, and you can go boom and do that. So again, I know this is not a Seattle Seahawks run game show, but I just wanted to make that point. Moving on for the now tackling issues. Now, I do like this formation. So if you watch UNLV, I know a lot of you guys watch UNLV. I mean, who does not watch the University of Nevada at Las Vegas. But they do a lot of this like two running backs. I'll show it to you from the back here. It's actually they've got like two backs to the side of the quarterback. Now this is kind of new where you've got like split backs and you got the tight end in the backfield with them, but they've done some crazy stuff with this, and they actually have a pass here in just a minute. But you can see here they run a pass out of this, and it's just a simple sail route. So you've got a deep route, you've got the sail route, and you've got a flat route basically. So you got a 3-level, 1, 2, 3-level route here. So you can see then you just kind of pick it out. So those guys, you got a double team up here. Basically, he's sitting underneath that one. We'll throw it to that one. So they threw it to here. Now, if you're Pratt right here and you've got this guy run up the sideline, you need to take a better angle right here. There's the angle of which he took. He took an angle right here and then missed the tackle. And again, that's a pretty good player doing that. But again, you can't miss those tackles. And that's that's something is fundamentals. I do a show on Monday nights about LSU football. Excuse me. And one of the things about LSU football is just fundamentally on defense is just, taking that better angle. Because look, you got that whole sideline to work with. You got a guy running here. Take a better angle right here to force him back. And then you've got Wilson, following in on you right here. And that's where you just got, and again, that's one of those things where, you do that. And Thom, I hear you. Defense did win. I'm getting to it. Listen, sometimes you got to beat them up to bring them back up. All right, so this is an interesting thing. Now, again, this is they're running slants, all right, and basically step backs right here. So it's really a simple concept. So it's slants, and then they're staying where they are right there, and you can throw the slant or you can throw that. Now, I want you to keep in mind here because I'm going to show you the next play here in just a second. So when they did that, you see how he's flat-footed right here? I just want you to keep that in mind. You see that flat-footed right there? Just keep that in mind. But again, what I want to talk about is the tackling right here. Oh, no. Look, you got the sideline as your friend, all right? Be here. Use the sideline as your friend right here. Again, you got this guy coming. You got him coming in to help you, but you got to not just run past him. Break down. You see that you can't be in that position right there where you've got both feet turned like that. So again, fundamentals. I think they'll get that fixed over the bye week, and you can see it from this angle right here. I mean, you don't want to be in that position. Now, again, yeah, he does turn it back into his guys here, but you can't be missing that tackle. So now, I mentioned that play just a minute ago. I want you to look at the same formation. So you got these stack looks on both sides. So, they ran the slants, and they did that little step back. Now what they're going to do is they're going to run a slant, and they're going to run a step back and go. Step back and go. And watch what happens here. It's get lucky here, but I'm just saying that. But that's what those guys are looking. If you ever wonder what guys upstairs are looking for, again, they're kind of looking for that flat-footed look right there. Here they actually played it backwards here, but you can see right there they have, because look right here. If he looked up here, right, that might be a better shot up there. But point being is that's what they're looking at. So I just wanted to make a point of, good by the Bengals of getting it covered, but the Seahawks were looking at some things that were happening there. Now, moving on to the next play. If you remember back, everybody look back to the Arizona game, and you're talking about the mesh plays, okay? We're not talking about mesh. I'm talking about those, you got these guys running this. He's running underneath. He's here, and he's here. And they're trying to pick guys off. All that was them trying to pick off runners. Well, if you watch here now, we had the question just a little while ago. I'm missing the let me go back and find and football fan, just straight football fan. So hey, football fan, this is what happens when you go fast tempo. Look, Seattle's already set. Well, they had to get their call in, and probably what you're going to call when you're going fast tempo, you call the most vanilla thing you can find. So they called their 4-down rush, and they called cover 3. And that's what happens. You can probably figure out what's going to happen on the field if you go really, really fast. But you can see right here, as they're getting set, like Seattle's already set, and they're still trying to get in. So you could tell that there was a tempo call on this. And you can see they're running the same play I just drew up. You got these two guys here, 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 and here. Now, this is a man-beating play. That being said, that guy that sits right over the ball right here, if it's zone, you can see right there with all the things going in these different directions, usually in the middle is kind of where the guy comes open. And it's good. It was a good play by Seattle. But the point being is that, that's a play they saw Arizona run and have success with on man coverage. Well, they caught it against zone, but they ended up making, there's a good read. Geno Smith's been playing a long time now. And you can see right here when he drops back, you can tell it's zone. Nobody's running with anybody. So right now that's probably coming open. And it has nothing to do with DK Metcalf. It's just the fact that that's how that play works. It could put me running that route. I wouldn't say that was a busted coverage. That was not a busted coverage. That's just the way the play is designed, and they had the coverage set. That's just the way the play is designed. Offenses can win too, Thom. I hear you, but offenses can win too, and that's what happened there. Now this was 4th and 8. Okay, last play of the game. They tried to hit Metcalf on a little. What you want to call so he's going to run in and he's trying to do this and he can jump over the top. So you can see here that they're running like what you call a snag 7 flat. So they're running like a snag 7 flat is what it is. So there's your snag, your 7 route, and your flat route right here. So it's a snag 7 flat, but what they're trying to do is that they thought that they could get him isolated on that linebacker and jump over the top. Well, you want to talk about busted coverage? This was not busted coverage. Look. You got pretty much the whole thing covered. This is 4th and 8. Why cover that guy? Why cover that guy? In all reality, screw it. Let him catch the ball. We'll rally up and go make the tackle. Make sure that's covered. Make sure that's covered. Make sure that's covered. And that's a good job. And you can see right now, even when you look at it from the back, you can see right now. Look, watch his eyes right here. He's stuck. Like he looked over here. He's like, I don't have this. That's not there because that guy's there. So he went back over here to this corner over here, and that wasn't there. And dink, there you go. One of the things I'm going to get into in a minute, and this play kind of falls into that category, is this. They abused Seattle's backup line. This kid right here, Anthony Bradford, I was at LSU for about 3 months in 2021 before I went to Jacksonville. And he was one of the linemen with the Tigers here in Baton Rouge. And this kid right here, he's a good player. Don't get me wrong, but I mean he is what he is. He's very raw, and he was thrown in there over the last couple of weeks due to injury. And you can see right here that's probably a hold too that didn't get called, but it didn't really matter at that point. I mean, they knocked the crap out of him. So it was 4th and 8. So. But that won the game right there. Again, I think the defense did win that game. Now, here's some coverage issues. I know I'm beating up on the defense, but these are some things I think they need to get fixed over the bye week. Chinadu Awuzie comes into the game here, and you can see right now, like he's playing him as if he's going to run something underneath. Like he's trying to wall him off here, which is fine because you got the sideline down here as your other defender. But right here, there's a stutter and go right here, and then gone. And again, that's a dime throw by Geno Smith. But again, I think they need to get this fixed. Of like, do you want to play press coverage? Do you want, or should maybe you play off coverage or whatever the case is? But if you're gonna get beat like that, you need to figure out ways to get that fixed. And again, they are doing everything they can up front. I think the D line absolutely annihilated Seattle's offensive line in this game. But I mean, the like Geno right here, that's probably the best pocket he had all day. But again, when you get beat on a stutter and go, it's just it's tough. So this was 3rd and 8. Now this is a double-A blitz. Okay, so you got a double-A look here. So this is a double-A, and it ends up being a saw pressure. So they're gonna, when I say saw pressure, they're gonna bring these two guys off the outside. and they're going to end up in a 3 deep and a basically a 2 underneath look there. Y'all like that little drawing? And put a little smiley face on there for you too if you want. But they're going to end up being basically in that. So you can see right here they've got your kind of a 3 deep, and there's your 2 underneath look. Well, the problem with when you got that, there's a lot of voided areas in this coverage right now, and it just happens to be that they just happen to hit that voided area right there, and that's what you do on these type of plays. You can see right here they actually set the back in there. I mean, they've got a good blitz. They got 2 free runners. If you watch, like, there's 2 free runners right here. There's 2 free runners at quarterback, but he got the ball out quick enough. Again, you take a chance. You take a total chance right there. And, if you, once you take that chance right there of trying to get home, you better get home. And you can see right there, I mean, they're almost home. And I mean, I know I feel like I'm beating up on defense, but again, you're almost home right there. That's how close you are to creating a non play there. Looking here now at the next one. Now Cam Taylor Britt. Again, that's DK Metcalf. I think you need to probably think about, do you want to press DK Metcalf? Because I mean, you just there's times where physically you just get beat. And you just got to figure out ways of not getting beat by one of the things I've learned over the years, and I think it's a Belichick type of term, is don't get take their fastball away from them. Well, who's their fastball? DK Metcalf is their fastball. Don't take the fastball away from them. Make them beat you with something else. And right now, I mean, you can see right there that's just getting beat, and there's not much else out for that play. But I just wanted to make a point of that. Now this is 4th down. Okay, so they're running a man beater, and this is a good job by the Bengals. Okay, now I'm kind of done beating up on them too bad, but right now, so this is a man beating play. So you'll see the way that they're running this. See how 87 he's going to run here. He's going to kind of run this, but he's running up under all this. So they were hoping that he was playing man. They were hoping that guy was playing man, and when he runs underneath, he has to run through all this crap right here, and they were going to throw it to him. Well, when it's not man, when you realize it's not man, you got a guy over here kind of uncovered, but could they have gone back to him? But you could see right there, this like Gino right there, they are playing a man style coverage on the outside here, but in all reality, that's that's really more of a bracket style. In and out, they're not playing true man. That has to be a true man style play. That is not a man coverage, because right now you throw it to him, that guy's gonna blow him up right there. So that's why he didn't throw it. And again, boom, got a sack right there. So there are a lot of good things they're doing, and I think their red zone. I want you to watch this right here too. I mean, I'm not really sure what kind of shoes my man has on right there, number 60. Boom. But again, 2-hand swipe. Watch him take his hands right there. He swipes them off right there, gets them off. I mean, that right there. I mean, that's just abusing a guy right there. Just when you can get him on skates like that, But that is what. So again, this is the. So if you go back here to this is the end of the game, 4th quarter, minute 19. No, end of the game, 1st and 10, 2-minute drill. So right here, you can see this safety right here. See, he runs up here. He's going to do this. See how he does that? This safety right here. Now he's got to drive on that, because really right here there's nothing else down here. There's nothing else for him to worry about. There's no other threat. So when this guy comes here and he does that, he's just got to bite on that just a little bit quicker, and that's how they did it. So it's really just a corner post. And when you're playing cover 2, and this guy's got that half of the field, if you can run up here and really sell that you're going to run a corner. Now I know he didn't run that far, but you sell that you're going to run a corner and then run across his face. It's a tough look right there. And again, he's got to be careful right there. He's worried about getting beat deep. He's worried about giving up the touchdown. I get it. But again, there's a point where you just need to, break on that just a little bit quicker. So you can see right here from this angle, it's not much of a, that's the difference. Like that distance right there is the difference between breaking that pass up, possibly intercepting it, ending the game, and them having a shot down there. Because that fourth down I showed you a little while ago, that's why they're down there. My man Houday just hanging out in the back right there. You know what I'm saying? All right. So looking at interceptions, let's talk a little fun ball here. So remember I told you a minute ago they had that kind of weird set there. Well, there's kind of your set again where you got the two running backs to the side, a tight end, you got the running back behind. Well, they're running this look right here where it's like they're running a go route here from the backfield. Well, you got him kind of sitting out here really blocking for him. So this guy's really just waiting to block. This guy's running a route. This guy's running a go route on the top here. Well, this is a horrible read by Gino right there. You see they got two guys over the top and really three guys in the area. You got nobody on this guy, and you have a blocker for him. So good for Cincinnati right here, and great job by Mike Hilton. This is really a good job of keeping his eyes back to the quarterback and finding a way to intercept it. So, here's the thing: when you get a quarterback to start forcing things, that's when your defense is doing something right. And again, I know there's been a lot of talk about the defense, needing to do certain things and this and that, but they're doing a lot of things right. But he was forcing things, and I think it was the defense that was forcing him to force things. I know it sounds kind of like I'm speaking just out of the side of my mouth there, but now why would they do this? That's a question. Why would they do that? A lot of people are like, man, because they did this one time. They brought him out here and they actually brought him back and set him right there. That's a man zone tip. So if the running back runs out like this and nobody runs with him, they know it's zone. So that's one of the things now. So he knows it's zone. Well, you got DK Metcalf up here. DK Metcalf is running like a deep in. And you can see right here, he hits the top of his route. He should keep running that in here. Well, he just straight up stops. And you can see Gino's throwing the ball already. So it's like, boom, ball's thrown. And he just stops. Well, come on. You better pick that off. And good job by the Bengals. Bengals, hey, take what they give you. Again, not a great play by Seattle, but the Bengals could have easily just let that ball hit the ground. No, they took advantage of it, and they got the interception. So, good for them. Hey, nice return too. Here's the thing: like if you watch this looks like kickoff return. Watch it. These guys are on top of their stuff. Like they're all trying to get blocks. You got blocks here. You got blocks here. You got blocks here. You got somebody over here blocking. They're doing a good job of trying to make sure, because I think they all understand, like, you don't get those. That's a heck of a play right there, by the way. That's laid out, getting it here. So, again, you look at the guys blocking here. Again, you want to make a big deal about things and the details. That's a lot of guys trying to make something happen. I think people are scared to hit the quarterback nowadays after an interception. Now, looking at the defensive line, this defensive line played out of their minds. So I want you to look at what they got. They got an unbalanced front here. So I'll show it to you from the back. So they got a tackle here. Their tight end is here. So that's another tight end. But you can see, like, there's their guard. So they move their right tackle over here. And they gave an unbalanced front, which no big deal. You slide your front over, whatever. But I want you to watch Hendrickson. They're going to run an outside zone this way. He's going to push this tackle so far up the field that it causes him to have to cut immediately. You see where he gets so far up, and they're actually tossing it. It's a toss outside zone, but they're not trying to get the edge here. They're just trying to toss and then cut up. And when you break a team like that and you get that much penetration right there. That one guy right there killed this entire play. This entire play is done because 91 came up and gave penetration right there. And so one thing as an offensive lineman you can't do. Now, I want you to watch 74. If you're going to – you see how wide Hendrickson is? And this is just a little tidbit of information. Your first step, you might have to buck it a little bit, but you don't really want to lose ground. And if you watch his first step goes underneath himself. See his first step? He gains 0 ground and he actually gains 0 depth. So he really just turned his body and bam. I mean, that's a bad dude. That's not a guy you want to just, be out of position on. So good job by the Bengals D-line there. Now, this is I wrote down on my sheet here, the D-line, this is all I wrote. D-line abusing Seattle's backup O-line. Just watch the black jerseys just like water right here. I mean, those are water blocks right there. I mean, you're just letting them flow right through you. And, that's if you watch this from the back, I mean, Hendrickson he catches himself. I don't think he's offsides, but, I mean, look, you got 2 guys trying to take over Hendrickson. Well, this guy can't handle I can't tell who that is in there, but you can see here, I mean, you got that's just brutal. And then, Hubbard over here just running around the edge. And, it's a caught ball. But look at what he's trying to do. They forced him all night long to throw check downs, to throw underneath routes, to throw, to get rid of it like it was hot. And it wasn't hot. You've got 6 guys. Sorry. Really 7 if you count his chip. Look, you got 6 guys blocking 4. And, yep, there you go. Get on the ground, brother. Next play here. Now this one's impressive. You get Hubbard. I want you to watch Hubbard just up and under this guy right here. And this is these aren't sacks, but I'm telling you right now, like, you're getting rid of the ball to an underneath route that is, the ball's on the 20 and he catches this ball that's a 5-yard gain. Actually, there's a no-yard gain right there. But if you watch this, I mean, Hubbard's just abusing this dude. And then right here, this TE. So what you do is you take your big guy and you say, all right, you go consume 2 guys. But the biggest thing that makes this work is I want you to watch the rush over here by a side right here. He pushes up. Okay, so that makes him keep dropping. And then he can go take over, and then he'll back out of it and come back around. But the biggest thing about that is he wasn't in a hurry. So all you D linemen out there, if there's ever any like young D linemen listening to the show, take your time. Let that happen and then come back around. If you go too fast, if you go right now, like if he decides to go right now and he goes here, they're just going to pass that right off. But the fact that he pushes up and comes back around, again, there's a lot to that. So now let's get into some sacks. All right, let's talk about some sacks here. So I want you to watch Hendrickson's just the rush he had. It's just like he's right here. He's right here. It's just a relentless rush of him just continuing to go. And yeah, he might not have gotten, full credit for the sack here. But if you watch what he does right here, and it's all about continuing to just cause havoc. Now, again, there's my guy I was telling you about, Anthony Bradford. He's young. He's young. He doesn't know. Why is he turned down here? Stay back here and help out on these guys. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. They took advantage of a situation that they were given with a backup offensive line, and they took advantage of it. And again, you can see here, Hendrickson doesn't really get the sack, but all of that crazy rush he's got going on caused Geno Smith to get all out of sorts, and bam, there's your sack. So it's the energy these guys are playing with. I think as you watch it, that's one of the things that's really stuck out to me. Now, Cam Sample here, number 96, uses a two-hand swipe on the guard. And if you use a two-hand swipe, you're knocking their hands down. So show this to you you can see it right here. He's right there. You can see boom, two-hand swipe right there, knocked his hands down. And there's not much you can do. There's not much you can do when you knock his hands down just like that, and then you drop that shoulder and come underneath. There's not much you can do as a guard right there if you get in that position. You don't ever want to be in that position right there. See his feet? You don't want to be in that flying, your arms flying out to the side position. That's not what you want to be. But again, that's technique, that's effort, that's energy, that's a motor. I mean, it's all the kind of things you want to see from a defensive line. So last play I got for the defense, 1st and goal, +7. Again, this is late in the game. Very late in the game here, 3:37. This was the drive before the last drive. But you can see here, I want you to watch both of these tackles. Both of these tackles right here just get straight bulled back. And what happens when you bull back the tackles right here? Well, it closes, it condenses the pocket, it collapses the pocket, it forces him to step up in there, and then that's when your other two big guys in here are able to cause havoc. And you can see it really doesn't step up. He just kind of there's no way to go. There's nowhere to go. So it's just, look, it's just like it just collapses in on him. And again, look at the coverage. You can see right here. Yeah, sure. You want to throw it to him? Cool. But he wasn't even, watch Geno Smith's head right here. He doesn't know where to look. Like left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. So, I mean, right there, it's just like it was just all collapsing in on him. And again, it's one of those things where, they had their number really when it comes to what they were doing up front with the defensive line. So I thought it was a good game by overall by the defense. I know I pulled out some things, but again, that as a coach, I hate to say that we always look for the negative so we can correct it, but as a coach, that's kind of what I'm looking for. But there was some good stuff, and I tried to pull that out. But again, there's some things that they need to correct, and I think everybody knows coming out with a win in this last game was a big deal. The way they overall played. So as we move on to the offense, one of the things I'm not gonna talk a whole lot about Joe Burrow and really what he is and what he's not and all that. I think he's back. I think he's fully healthy. And one of the things I'll show you here when we move into the offense, he did flash his feet here on this play. And again, you got 7-man protection. And the thing about 7-man protection is I want to show you how many people end up rushing. You got four guys rushing. You got 4 guys rushing on a 7-man protection. Really 3 in all reality, because this guy ends up dropping out. And, he feels like he has a step up. I want you to watch this. If he had just a touch right here, usually he keeps his eyes up right here. Usually he has his vision downfield. This actually ends up coming open right here. If I'm not sure if they're stepping down right there because of the rush or because he's starting to scramble. But I think there's a lot of times I've seen him with his eyes downfield, and he loops that ball over in there. So, but I want you to watch him dance around here, run around, do all his thing, and then he ends up, he throws it. It's a 4-yard gain or whatever it is. But again, I think the kid's healthy. I think there's a time when if he can have his eyes downfield, he sees that. I've seen him hit that a few times over the course of the last few years. And, again, it's, he's trying. Look at him. He's trying his hardest to find somebody downfield. It's just nobody's, really coming open, and obviously he gets hit. Now, the run game, I want to make a point about this. Trenton Irwin is a very, very good player. All right, he catches the ball. I think everybody understands that. That's Jamal Adams. Jamal Adams is, when he's healthy, he's one of the absolute best safeties in the league. All right, I'm not going to call him a Hall of Famer yet. Maybe he is, but I can tell you right now, Jamal Adams is a problem. You game plan around him. There's certain guys you game plan around. You game plan around him. And I want you to watch this. They're running a duo play, which I'll talk about from the backside, but those two are blocking there. He's there. They're blocking there. Anyway, you'll see it from the backside. But this guy he's going to block the first force. So whichever guy between these two guys comes in first, he's going to go block him. I want you to watch Trenton Irwin go in here and knock the absolute crap out of my man. Boom. Actually, he got the crap knocked out of him. But here's the point. Is that a blocked man? That's a got man right there. We used to say, it's a got man. Listen, he got the block done. I'm going to tell you right now, there's not a lot of receivers that go in there with that kind of just oomph and take on one of the best safeties in the league right there. And again, like I was telling you, he's blocking here. They're blocking those two. He's got him. These two are blocking these two, and he's here. Quadre Diggs is the free guy, but the fact that he came in and hit him opened it up to get Mixon on this on Diggs on the free safety. So I just thought that was a really good block by my man Irwin there. And, I think everybody that's on that team that sees that appreciates that. And that's one of those things I think needs to be pointed out on more of a regular basis is guys that are doing things that you don't think they're supposed to be doing. Now, this is first play of the game. So first play of the game right here, you can see the Bengals are running an inside zone. They're running an inside zone. They've got a kind of a slice block here. He's coming back to block this guy. Joe Mixon's coming here. Well, the problem you've got 6 blockers here, and they're blocking those 4 and these 2. The guys you don't really like. You can see right here. He's trying to go get Adams again. There's Jamal Adams. Problem is though, when the ball bends back over here, he's not able to get him. And Jamal Adams falls in. And I think they had, if you watch it, the blocking's pretty good right here to get Joe Mixon through. Problem you got is that safety, Jamal Adams, a guy that like I told you got to kind of got to plan for. And, Irwin just couldn't get to him, and that's who made the play. So, again, I don't think the run plan was bad. Again, you get 13 handoffs. This is one of them. And right now, if you watch, he goes back, he blocks back. They've got these guys cut off. He's cut off. He's cut off. There's a pretty good sized hole right there to run through. It's just they couldn't get the safety that came from over here blocked. And, again, that's what happens when you have those kind of players on defense. But I thought the run game was very, very unused. And the problem is when you got safeties like that, you got to find ways to formation those guys out of the play. If you keep bringing receivers in, it just brings more people to the party. There's ways to RPO off those guys. I know they know how to do it. One of the things I got like 3 straight of these. Okay, and this is a pet peeve of mine, but this is a trap pass. So you'll see it here. See how when I call it a trap pass, you see they're pulling the guard and they're faking the back here. And one of the things is I'm not in the building, so I don't know. I do know that in the past when we had a play like this and you pull a guard and he was faking, well, it's the FTF, forget the fake. There's another word you can use for it. But if this guy's blitzing off the edge, the back should come back. Now, again, it looks like Joe Mixon sees it late. I don't know, but again, like there's a point where if you see that guy right now, you just FTF it. You don't fake it. Screw the fake, Come back, you block that guy, boom, and you get the playoff. And you can see right here, like, you got a guy running open underneath right here, and would have been a decent pass, but it got tipped. So that's trap pass. And again, you look at it from the end zone, they're blocking back. He's going to pull and block that guy. You got him on him, and then really the back really has like this guy to anything off the backside edge. And you can see right here, Joe's like, oh crap, I didn't get him. So again, that's number 1. Okay. That's the first one. Here's the second one. Now I mentioned this one on Twitter earlier this week. So Jake, you would have told Mix to ignore the play fake if he sees a slot coming. If that's what was in that protection, yes. I'd say most play action protections, yes. If there is any kind of safety or number 4 fake, what you would call, anything that's outside of the box, yes, forget the fake, go back, block the dude, get the play off. It ends up being a drop back at that point. It's not a play action. It turns into a drop back. Hi, Reed. Good to see you in the chat there, man. Good to see you, brother. Bengals captain. Always good to see you too. But anyway, Jake, what I was saying, yes, I would say yes. Now, look, I brought this one up in the on Twitter. They're actually going to end up kind of like trying to sneak him down around here like this, and they're going to run the same trap pass with a different type of fake, and they're bringing him over here, and they're going to try to slide him and do that right there. And really, that's just your check down. Chase is your check down. That's where I think that it's a good play design. Put Chase in the backfield, run him out. He's going to draw some flies. You can see right there. But if there's just, you can see his eyes are over here. He's really looking for this to develop right here, because right now he doesn't really see him yet. And if you see right now, if there's just a touch more time, and I know it's Irv Smith. Y'all can talk all the crap about Irv Smith you want. He's wide open, okay? He's an NFL tight end. Throw him a wide open pass, he'll catch it. I can't guarantee he'll score or outrun this guy, whatever, but I'm just telling y'all, don't be hating on Irv Smith, all right? Dude, So, but you can see right here, just if you just hold that just enough, and again, right there, it's Jonah Williams, having the pinch right here inside because there's this blitz coming again. Here's this blitz again. Go back. Block that now. That's Jamal Adams, okay? So if you're Joe Mixon, you got to treat him like a linebacker. You cannot treat him like a safety. You don't treat him like a DB. You don't treat him like a corner. You don't treat him like anybody that's smaller than you, because he's probably not. You treat him like, he's the best linebacker in the league about to run you over. And that's what that's the way you got to attack him. And again, right now, they got to be able to, he's got to be able to know, like, he's got to react better and get inside and wall him off. You wall him off, if you wall 53 off, there's a chance you might still get that throw right there to the wide open tight end who's wide open, yes. So there are some issues right there in protection. Now, the third trap pass. Let's keep talking about trap passes today. I didn't realize I was going to talk about trap pass as much this week, but you can see right here, same place. So trap pass, he's coming across. Again, now your center right here doesn't get back and cover up the nose enough, and there you go. That's not a good look. But again, you got to be able to get your head across and in front. Right here, doesn't get his head across and in front right here. So as he steps, he's got to cover him up. You can't allow penetration. You got to get in front of him. And you see he does that little rip move right there. And right there, you just got to keep moving your feet and keep running him. And again, I'll tell y'all 1,000 times. Any of you guys that want to talk trash about this guy making this block, go snap a ball between your legs and go block a 300-pounder. It ain't easy. I get it. He gets paid a lot of money. I get it. He gets paid a lot of money. Don't come at me with that. All right. All I'm saying is it ain't the easiest thing in the world, and that's the reason that one fell apart. So you got 3 trap passes, 3 not really good plays. So I would say probably stay away from the trap passes as we go forward. All right, here's one of the sacks. I think this is a protection miscommunication. All right, and again, I'll show it to you from the end zone here. The only thing I can think of right now, okay, is they are set right now to go. They are sliding this. They're sliding to 54. So you've got down man, these 4 guys. You got those 4 and this guy. You're hot off of that guy. Now, when this guy rushes inside, he has to step back in, because here's the thing. You're hot off of one of the two. You'd rather be hot off the wider guy right here. And it looks to me like something happened here where he didn't set in fast enough. So something, I don't know if it was, maybe it's just Jonah Williams not making, maybe it's just physical. And right there, he's just got, again, when I said get your hat in front, you can't let him cross your face right there. You got to get your head across and at least get this guy. And then here's the thing. You got to throw hot off of him. And if you go look at the route concepts, and again, Burrow's got to know right now, like, if that's the case, I'm hot up here. Like, there's your hot throw. There's your hot throw. Like, you got to get that ball out of your hand. And again, I'm not sure. There might have been some miscommunication right there, so I'm not real sure. Bengals captain, appreciate you a lot. When fans are clamoring for backups to get more touches, what are the reasons they don't? Are they screwing up in walkthroughs or something? They're backups for a reason, Captain. You good? They're backups for a reason. They're not better than the guys starting. So if you're clamoring for backups to get more reps, you're saying your starter sucks. But here's the thing. The starter's better than the backups. I can tell you, I will live the life long enough to know the starters are better, okay? You can want, like, any of these running backs to get the ball. What do you want Joe Mixon to do on that last play that any of the other running backs, Travion Williams, is going to do when Jamal Adams is screaming down on him on that run play I showed earlier when he gets tackled? There's nothing else those other guys are going to do either. They're going to get tackled too. I mean, Adrian Peterson's going to get tackled on that play. The point is like, they got to let your starters go. You got to let your players eat. You got to let your dogs eat. And that's really what it is. And if once they let those dogs eat and they start allowing the run game to start taking off, I don't know if you're really going after the running backs right now, but because the receivers, I can tell you right now, the backup receivers are balling out. Now the backup linemen, they're backup linemen for a reason. Okay, I'm just saying, like, they are backup linemen. Marvin played favorites. I wouldn't say necessarily Marvin played favorites. Marvin played the best guys that were out there. You'd be surprised at the difference between what the fan thinks that never sees practice, the fan that never sees meetings, the fan that never sees all the interactions that go on between a player and the team. The starters are starters for a reason. And you got to remember, those are high-paying jobs that coaches have, and if you start playing guys that don't deserve to be out there because you're trying to be nice to them or whatever the case is, you're going to lose your job. And again, that's not the reason we lost our jobs in Cincinnati. It wasn't because we were playing favors to anybody. We just didn't get the job done when the time counted in 2018 and 17 and whatever the case is. But the point is we're not playing. You don't play guys just to play guys. And I'm sorry I went on my rant there, but that's the reason. So if they're a starter for a reason. So anyway, I'll move on from my rant there. Go to the next sack. Hey, so this sack right here, I know this is exactly what you're talking about, Bengals captain, and here you go. You want to see this here? I'll show you exactly what you're talking about. A lot of you guys are clamoring for this dude to sit down, right? Am I wrong? Are y'all talking about Cordell Volson? Are y'all wondering why this guy's still playing? Okay. I will agree with you on this one play. I will agree with you there. But again, that's one play. So are we gonna bench him for one play? Are we gonna bench him for whatever the case is? I will tell you this. Listen, who are you putting in? Tell me who you're putting in place of him right now. And I can tell you right now, if there's a name you throw out there that's out there, there's a reason he's not starting in front of him. There's a reason he's not on the field. Okay. And that's what I'm trying to say is there's a reason those guys are not on that. Now, here's the problem. You said Cody Ford. Right now, Cody Ford's playing in place of somebody else right now. So, maybe, but again, Cordell Volson is young. He is young. And again, sometimes you just get your ass beat. All right. It happens. And that's where you just gotta come back the next play and move on. But if you get beat like that, all right, pass game issues. So now there's been this issue this year of like running third down routes a little bit short. And I'm not real sure what's going on with this, but if you look, this is 3rd and 4. So they got to get to the 34-yard line here, basically. And they run a route. They basically run like it's like a kind of a pivot route, like a, it's kind of like a version of snag 7 flat, but it's like a snag 7 out here. And right there, yeah, good read. Throw it to him. But here's the problem. He catches that ball right there, and he falls back for a 3-yard gain. So, if you're going to run this route and you're going to go sit a little bit deeper, just sit 1 yard deeper. And I get it. There's guys there, but you also have that corner coming open right there. So when you throw it to him, good, throw it to him, cool. But you better get the first down, because here's the thing. If he can hold this ball, because right now, really, he can hold this ball for another count. He's running that guy by, step up. You might have that. So, again, is he getting antsy? Is he getting antsy in the pocket? Is he getting antsy in the pocket? Maybe. Okay. That's all I'm saying is if you put it on Burrow right now, yeah, he might be like, dude, like, I got to get rid of this ball. Like, I don't have time to let that guy who's coming open come open. And again, I think if, I've seen it in the past where you drop that in there, and I mean, that's a big play. So moving on, the next one. So this is the OPI on Huggins. Again, this was 3rd and 6. This was towards the end of the game. So if you look at where this is right before they get the ball back, and they drove all the way back down. So, right now this is 3rd and 6. I get it. Give your guy a shot here. Give your guy a shot. But the problem is you can't have that little bit of a push off. And has there been worse? Yes. Will there be worse? Yes. There'll be a lot of worse things happen. Yes. But again, it's 3rd and 6. I'm not real sure what the vertical routes here are. Why not run like something you ran earlier where, you attack like the middle, or you attack the seams, or whatever the case is, and then you try to get somebody to stop right in the seam and throw it. But again, I mean, he makes that play. I get it. Nobody's saying anything, but again, you can see, I mean, everybody and their mom saw it over there, and it's on their sideline. That's probably the worst thing. Like, honestly, like if this was to be over here, that would be down here on this sideline. I'm not saying it'd be different, but it is what it is. So, but again, if you watch the protection is actually pretty good right here. I mean, look at that. There's your guy right there, Cody Ford right there. He's like, hey man, got you. Come on, man. Bam. Shut you down. That's a good thing. Hey, the good thing about the thing I respect about guys like this, they wait their time. And when they get their chance, they don't blow it. And I mean, did he do anything great? No, but here's the thing. Did you notice him at all, other than the fact that y'all saw that Orlando Brown went out? Did y'all notice him doing anything? I didn't notice. Honestly, I didn't even notice him. And that's one of those things. It's like a defensive back. If you can say, I didn't notice a defensive back, that's good. I mean, yeah, you want him to get interceptions and things, but if you don't notice him, he didn't get burned. If you don't notice an O-lineman, he did his job. And I think that's where, people have got to, start looking at these linemen and saying that. Now, I think this was a miscommunication on the back shoulder right here on the so this guy here and this guy here have been throwing this little back shoulder crap for 5-6 years now, 7 years. I don't know however long they've known each other since they were at LSU. And right here, like, he's got him kind of. The whole thing is what position is he in? Is he in phase above him? Is he downfield from him, or is he back shouldered on him? If he's back shouldered on him, then you try to throw it over the top. If he's over the top of him, then that's where that little, you run him and then you stop and that little back shoulder hits. And right there, I'm not sure. I don't know if Burrow thought he had him beat, but this is one of those ones I've seen 100 times where he throws the little back shoulder right there and catches it, and it just happens to be right here. This is a heck of a play by the corner right there to turn around and catch this ball. But I mean, again, you got good protection. They're trying. I mean, really, honestly, there was some good time. I think watch what they're doing here. They're like banging the D end right here, and all they're trying to do here is stop his feet just enough. You stop his feet, it allows him to reset. I saw one where Joe Mixon hit the guy over here, but again, I think that's a back shoulder. I just think that's a total misread on on the back shoulder right there. Now, pass game positives. Let's talk about some positive stuff, okay? Because the rest of the show is positive. Here we go. Let's move on forward to positive. Joe Mixon. All right, y'all know my feelings on him. But here's the thing: if you get Joe Mixon in space, look at this. So here's the read on this: when you run a back out of the backfield like this, and not one person moves, throw it to that guy. So right here, nobody moved. Boom, turn, just bam, throw it. Because look, I mean, they're running route concepts. I get it. I mean, if they were even blocking for him, I'm not double, second guessing the call, but I mean, throw it to him, boom, you got it. Look at all that space you got for Mixon right here, and then he makes a good play right here, and he, bam. So that's what I'm talking about right there. Give him the business. But you see right here, when he runs out of the backfield, not one person moves. Literally, not one person moved. Look, I think this guy might have been supposed to go with him because watch Adams here. Adams like, dude, go. He's like, no. So somebody messed up there, but I love the business he gave him right there. I don't think you have any idea when you're on the sideline down here and somebody runs over one of their players, and it's like, boom. I mean, it excites the entire place, and I kind of miss. I'm just going to point this out. They used to have this high. The scoreboard used to be higher here, and they used to have the big, whatever the guy would put they put the banner up at the top of the stadium. It'd say like, fire everybody or something like that. I kind of miss seeing that up there. They should bring that back. Now this is the free play, so they motion over. So what happens here in the NFL? You're allowed to, when that guy jumps across the line, you're allowed to snap the ball. He's offsides. So right now, that you can throw an interception down the field. It doesn't matter because the ball's going to come back. You got a 5-yard penalty. So with that being said, most of these receivers know now, okay, I'm running a go route. And so you can see how they all ran goes. That's not by accident. That's not by coincidence. That's not by, whatever. It's by design. So when he snaps, it's a free play. You run a go route. Now here's that back shoulder. You see that? How is that different than where he was on the interception? That guy's in the exact same location as he was on the interception, and he throws that out there and throws a back shoulder. So that right there that's a big time play. Now right here, go get what you can get. This is what Chase does, man. You give Chase the ball in space and just let him roll. Well, I do want you to say, so everybody wants to talk trash about my man Mixon and pass protection. Okay, I get it. But right here, he doesn't really set. So when the ball's snapped, Orlando Brown doesn't set. Well, here comes a defensive end blaring in here on the quarterback. Just that. I mean, that's enough. I mean, it's not beautiful. Doesn't necessarily get the job done like you want it to. But that guy's much stronger than Joe Mixon, I promise you. And the fact that he got it done. So, but again, right here, you can see the back shoulder right there, and that's the way. That's what they're known for, man. I mean, if you said the Bengals are known for something, they're known for the back shoulder. They're known for those type of plays. Now, I just want you to watch the anticipation on this throw to Chase. I'm going to pause it where he throws the ball. He's throwing the ball right now. Chase is just now getting around the backside of this guy right here. I mean, this is just the anticipation to drop that ball right there. So that's big time. And then if you look right here, he threads the needle. You see it from the backside here. I mean, the anticipate, like, ball's gone. Chase isn't even in the screen yet. Oh, there he is. But that's my point. Like, that's the over time. I mean, you can work that. But if you have a rotating group of receivers with a quarterback, you're never going to get that type of timing down. It's that kind of timing that, you get from being around a guy for so long. All right, 1st and goal. I talked about this on Thom Brennaman's show early on yesterday morning. But we're talking about remember the duo play they ran earlier? They were doing this, and Joe hit it up in here, and Irwin came in and blocked. Well, here's Yoshivas. I've learned how to say his name correctly, I believe. Yoshivas. So he's going to do the same thing. He's going to try to block this guy, hoping that they jump down in there, and they were hoping to block and hop him over the top right here. So if you watch this little pop pass, see they're trying to pop him right over the top. But the problem is he got held. Okay. Right there, he got held, so they actually called it. So they're showing duo, and they're hoping to get him to pop, and they were going to hit him right there. It was just it was a little pop pass. You can see even these guys right here. They know they're not getting the ball. This play has nothing to do with them. But here's the thing. I want you to watch the calmness of 9. He's just backpedaling. Now, here's what actually scored the touchdown. A lot of these guys are going to run to this back pile and just run across the back of the end zone. What Yoshivas does, he runs, kind of gives him a little move right here, and then comes underneath 27 right there and runs to that front pylon down there. And that's what made the difference. See how he made that move right there, and he came right underneath, and he runs right towards that front pylon so that he can beat this guy there, and there you go. So it's not only the fact that Burrow, but look at the protection too. I mean, give those guys a little bit of props up there too now. And then ding, there you go. And again, I believe that was the kid's first ever touchdown. I think that's pretty cool, man. I mean, anytime you can get anytime you score in the NFL. But I mean, right here, you can see what he's doing. He's trying to run do that, and then he's going to pop over the top right here. But he gets held right there, and then he gets held again, I think, here in just a second. But you can see right here, I think he's held right there too. But even Mixon's here and the mix trying to get open. When he comes underneath that, that's what actually made the play. That's a big time play. So anyway, I don't know much about Yoshivas other than he had a pretty good preseason game against somebody. But that's neither here nor there. But I want you to watch this. So they had 2 plays called, and I think it was a man zone check. And you can see right here, see how he actually gives like a signal. I can't really tell what that signal is. Let's see if we can see it from the end zone here. I don't think it actually shows it from the end zone here either. No, it doesn't. But you can see it's like a little looky. Yeah, I think and that might be what it is. Like it's kind of like you can see they all do it right there. They're all checking the play. Well, when they see zone, that's a linebacker. That's Jamar Chase at number 3. So what you do is when you put Jamar Chase in a position that's not an outside position, if you put him somewhere where he's not supposed to be, you can't really just isolate him as much as you want to on defense. So what happens is when you get zone, you end up getting they blitz the linebacker. You get a linebacker here, and you put Chase right in between a linebacker. Boom, just throw it to him. Simple. Let me see. I got a question here. Kyle, do you think that Bengals will need to run more plays under center to be successful in the second half of the season? I don't know if it's the under center. Pistol, maybe. I think you have to give a run look. You have to give a true downhill run look. You have to do something downhill to be able to pull linebackers in so you can throw over the top of the linebackers, which is I think what they're missing right now. Play actions from the gun, it depends on how much you run. I mean, if you hand the ball off 13 times, nobody's going to respect your run game, so they're not going to bite on the play actions. And I think one of the things they're going to have to do is just continue to find ways to get a downhill run game going, at these teams that they're playing so they can get the linebackers to step up and throw over the top of those linebackers. But and I do appreciate that. Kyle and Thom, Aikman and Buck, I'll take it. We are greater than Aikman and Buck. Y'all listening out there, broadcast television, let's go. Get Chatterbox on the Monday Night Football. Chatterbox is going to be running Monday Night Football before you know it. But right here, anyway, that's totally off track. Getting back to what I was saying here. You got a linebacker right here and getting Chase in a linebacker zone. That's kind of what you'd like to do. All right. Now going back to talking about, Burrow and what he does really well. Now, this is a messed up. Something happened here. You can see, watch, he's actually going to check the play. See how he hits his head right there? That's the universal signal for alert or can or kill. It's whatever you're changing. There's 2 plays called in the huddle, and they're going to the second play. Well, what happened was I don't think half of the team got what they were doing, because you can see right here, like it's like he's trying to hand off right here. It's like and then these guys are running into each other. I mean, it's a jacked up thing here now. And here comes this guy screaming off the edge. Well, the back doesn't block him. I don't know what the back's doing. But the good thing about it is he treated it as if it was hot. So we're talking about hot protection. So he treated it as if he was hot. He's technically probably not supposed to be hot on. I don't know what they're running here. I don't think half the team here knows what they're running. Because look, he's not running a route. I mean, he's going to block or something. Something ain't right here. So when you talk about him treating things as hot, he treated this as hot right here. But I think that was a great job. I mean, boom. Hey, listen, Huggins apparently knew what he was doing, and hey, it worked out just fine. So, and then the last play I got here, talking about, the hot protections here. I had it on the bottom here as hot, 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 just because why not? Kind of fun to say. But anyway, so what they're doing here is they're going to actually bring 2 blitzers outside of your tackle here. So Mixon's going to the flat, and they're going to bring two guys outside of Orlando Brown right here. And the problem with Orlando Brown right here is if you can't set like that, you either got to set in like that and then set back. But he's like setting into no man's land right there. So when you got a guy here and you got a guy here and you're sitting right in the middle, you better choose to go to that inside guy, and we'll throw hot off of the outside guy. And, it is what it is. And Molly's asking I'm assuming you're asking about this play. This was first quarter, 7-0 Seattle. So this was early. But this was I talked about this right here about being hot earlier on the morning show. And right here, is he's setting right here. When he goes here, he's actually reading the flat defender. See that flat defender runs to go cover Mixon? Well, this guy's playing here, and Boyd's going to run right underneath him. So Boyd's going to come right underneath him. And you'll see here, the one thing about quarterbacks, if quarterbacks would learn about hot protections and learn their protections, it would open the game up so much for them, because they can change the protections to allow them to throw the ball down the field. Or if it's a 5-man protection, where you're hot. And one of the best places to throw a ball, if you have a free runner, is right behind the free runner. A lot of times, there's a voided area behind blitzers. It just happens. It's the way physicality works, and angles and geometry, and bringing guys, blitzing guys in. There's usually something behind them, especially if they're playing zone. Now, you can see right here, they're playing like a 3-deep kind of zone where, he's picking up the inside. He took the flat, and he was taking this. But, right here, I mean, they picked it perfectly right here. And, again, he saw that guy go to the flat, and he hits Tyler Boyd right here. Yeah, he takes a hit. I want you to watch this hit he takes. Oh, boom. I mean, that's brutal right there. So, I mean, but again, I think if you watch him, I don't know if you can see it on your screen. He does like a backflip right there, and you might be able to see it on this angle right here. Watch him do it. There he is. Do your little backflip, Burrow, and get back. I mean, it's pretty good. I mean, give him credit for his backflip. But you can see right here. So right now, Orlando Brown should be setting in and blocking this guy. You throw hot off of this guy, and you throw hot off of this guy because he's got a longer distance to run. Take care of the guy who's got the shorter distance to run. And again, he does take care of him, but again, he could be on there a little quicker. But the fact that Burrow said, and there it is. Look at that. There's, you can see Boyd in the screen right there, and there's a lot, there's a lot of space in there behind the free runner, and that's where I think if quarterbacks would start doing a little bit more, and again, I'm not saying they're not, but I know there's a lot of quarterbacks in college that don't understand protections,
And when you get to the NFL, you got to learn all these protections, and they get kind of sidetracked a little bit trying to learn protections because they've never had to do it before. And some of these colleges are just, they kind of naked everything, or they're 5-man protection and the back's out and nobody really ever blitzes them or something. They're going so fast, nobody ever blitzes them. But if they can get to the point where they learn that, that right there is a skill. That's what the great quarterbacks know. When I was in Detroit, I remember we would send the game plan out on Tuesday nights, and Matthew Stafford had a van that he would drive in and he would watch film in, and he wouldn't be driving, but he would watch film on his van on the way to work in the morning. And it would be like 7 o'clock in the morning. I'd go downstairs. The quarterbacks would be having a meeting on just talking, watching film together. And I'd walk in because I was in charge of protections. And I'd go, hey, is there anything on the protection plan that I sent you that, you think is different? And he would go through all this stuff. He might see something I didn't see. And he'd go, hey, go back and look at play 28 of the Packers game from September the 28th or something. I mean, literally, he would throw that out at you. Those are the kind of quarterbacks that know what they're doing. That's why Stafford now has won a Super Bowl and, is still playing at a high level. And that's why Burrow and these kind of guys will do the same thing. But they understand that, look, it takes the work. It takes the knowledge. It takes the game. It takes manipulating the game. And, again, some of those guys, do it better than others. So appreciate you guys coming in tonight. Really looking forward to, seeing you guys next week. We'll see what happens. I know it's a bye week. We'll see what happens with the show next week. We'll keep you updated. I plan on being here next Tuesday night. Again, hey, like, subscribe, Chatterbox Sports, YouTube. Really appreciate those guys. Casey behind the scenes just running all the stuff back there. Really appreciate you guys. Trace, Reed, Thom, all you guys. Man, you guys do a great job over there at Chatterbox. So if you haven't watched Thom Brennaman and Off the Bench in the morning, y'all really should take a look at it in the mornings. I believe it is from 9 to 11 in the morning on Chatterbox Sports right here on this channel. So again, we will see you next Tuesday night, 9 p.m. And you guys have a great week. Enjoy the bye. Stay out of trouble. Go find somebody else to pull against or pull for. All right, we'll see you next Tuesday.